Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to finish up our self-portraits in Google Drawings. So go ahead and this is kind of the finished product. This is what we're going for. A finished self-portrait and the text box down here. And here's where we're going to put in parts of Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb. Remember, that's the poem that we've been listening to in class, and it's the poem that she wrote for the 2021 president's inauguration, okay? So go ahead, go into Google Drive and find your self-portrait. If you have any trouble, you can just open up Google, click on the waffle in the top right corner, click on Drive, and then you can search. It's probably at the top. See, mine's right here because I was just looking for it. But if it's not, you can search for it. Just remember whatever you named it. So I named mine Wooly Self-Portrait, and it would be right here. So I could click on that, but mine's already pulled up. So here's mine. Yours should look similar to mine. You should have a black box at the bottom. You should have a circle that's your skin color and two eyes that are fully finished. If yours does not look like mine, you're going to need to go back to Canvas and watch my video in the assignment self-portrait part 1. Watch the first YouTube video because that's going to give you directions on how to finish any of these parts. But right now, we're going to move on and we're going to start adding in the hair and the nose. So we're going to do the hair first and then the nose. So to do the hair, you're going to come back up to the line tool and click on that curved line again. The curved line is our best friend. And you're just going to draw out your hair however your hair looks. Your hair might be really curly. It might be really straight. Mine's kind of wavy. And I've got a side part. So I'm going to do the two parts one at a time. And I'm just going through clicking, adding in a few curves here and there. And I'm even going down into the black box because I'm just going to make the black box, I'm going to order it back to the front after I finish. So I'm not too worried if I overlap my hair a bit. And I'm going to connect those lines to make my shape. And my hair is not blue, so I need to come back to that paint can and choose the right color of my hair. I don't think my hair is really that dark. I think it's actually it's not that light either. Maybe this is where I could use the custom tool, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to go with this brown. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with the curved line tool again, kind of making that wavy hair that I think I have. I guess I could add in a headband as well if I wanted. I wear headbands a lot, but for right now, I'm just going to have this. If you want to wear your hair up in a bun, or if you have short hair, whatever your hair looks like, you can do that. And make sure you get rid of those borders. Click on the shape and make sure the border is transparent. Very important. Good. Okay, so my hair is overlapping the black box, which I don't want. I want the black box to be in the front. So I'm going to click on that box until it has the blue lines around it. And then with 2 fingers, 1 click on the mouse pad, I'm going to choose order and bring to front. So the black box is now in the front again, which is exactly what I want. So your hair might be just one color, but my hair is kind of 2 different colors. I have a lot of blonde highlights. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to add in some of those highlights because I want this to look like me. So I'm going back to the line tool and I'm just going to add in a few little squigglies to give the idea of my blonde highlights. Now that's still brown. That's not the color I want. Mine is kind of like a light. Yeah, I think that looks like my hair. So you can make these big or small. If you wanted to add a hairband here or an accessory, that's a good idea. Whatever you think describes you and illustrates you best. So these are just kind of random shapes. I'm really not really even thinking about them that much. Just kind of making some highlights of my hair. If you have black hair, it's a good idea to use gray. Gray makes nice highlights for you. It looks like the light's reflecting on your black hair. So I recommend that. If you have blonde hair, you could use white as well. That would be fine. So there's my hair. That was really easy and really simple. So now we need to give myself a nose. Now, if you look at my Amanda Gorman version and my first practice one, you'll see that you can't even see the bottom of my nose or my mouth. The text box is going to be covering up because it looks like that makes it look like we're speaking those words, right? So we only need to draw in a couple little lines to give the illusion of a nose, to give the idea of where the bridge of our nose would be, the top part of our nose. So on mine, I'm going back to that curve tool. You know I love the curve tool. And I'm just gonna kind of draw just like a little bit of an arch. Now I don't wanna make a shape. So when I get to the bottom, when I get to the black box, I'm gonna double click. One finger, double click. And you see, I've made a line, but it's also gone ahead and made a shape. That sometimes happens. Google doesn't realize that you're wanting just a line, not a shape. But it's a really easy fix. All you have to do to get rid of the line is to go to the paint can and make it transparent. Now you can't see the shape anymore. And then you can come to the line color, the border, and I'm going to make mine black. And I'm also going to make my border a little bit wider. I'm going to go to 3. So now I've got much more definition of an actual line. Now you can copy and paste this, or you can go in and just draw another line again. It's pretty easy to do that as well. So you want to have 2 lines about kind of the size of what you think your nose is. Some people have really wide noses, so you would draw really wide lines. Some people have really narrow ones, so they draw really narrow. But pretty much everyone is kind of arched a little bit. So make sure your line curves just a little bit. Okay? So now I've got a nose, and the last thing I'm going to do, or not the last thing I'm going to do. So there's a couple of options from here. The next thing that I need to see is a background. So we're basically done drawing. I'll show you at the end some like extra things you could do to your drawing, but this right here is finished for me. Oh, wait, no, it's not actually. This is not finished, I repeat. So sorry, guys. We didn't add any eyebrows. I forgot the eyebrows. Let's add in some eyebrows real quick with the curved line. I do expect eyebrows to be on your final one. I'm sorry. I don't know how I forgot eyebrows, but eyebrows are pretty easy. Just draw kind of that archy shape, pointed on one end, thicker on the other, of an eyebrow. Make sure your eyebrow is the same color as your hair, unless it's not, and make the borderline transparent. So there's one eyebrow. I could copy and paste it because they're pretty much the same on both sides, but I'm going to go ahead and just draw my own because I like drawing the eyebrows. Okay, so there, now I have 2 eyebrows. So this right here with eyebrows is all I'm looking for on the face. There's a couple more things we need to do with the background and the text box, and then I'll show you some extras you could add on to the face if you wanted. So let's add a background because we don't want to have this like grid in the back of our own drawing. So to add a background, if you remember from your All About Me collage, you're going to insert an image from the internet. So you're going to come up to the top, click on Insert, Image, and search the web. Insert, image, and search the web. And now you can choose whatever color you want, but please try to choose like a mostly solid color. Don't put like a beach scene in the back. Stripes or like polka dots are okay, but try to choose a mostly solid color. So I'm going to go for purple, and I'm just going to type in whatever color you want and then background. So I'm going to do purple background. And then you can find the one you want. See, like, this is okay if you want kind of like a cooler design, but don't go too crazy. Like, let's not add like flowers or like any weird symbols or anything. Just a mostly solid color. A little bit of texture is okay. If you have any questions about that, you can email me. So I'm just going to choose this one. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it over. And I am going to, got to make sure you're in the arrow. Make sure you're not drawing lines. I'm going to fit this background to my canvas. It's going to be the exact same size. And I think that might have done it actually. So now my portrait's gone. So what do I need to do? I need to send this background to the back. So 2 fingers, 1 click, order, and you're going to send it not backward, but all the way to the back. Send to back. And now you have a background. Okay, so now let's change our text box. Now that we're almost finished, we can finally make our text box the right shape we want it to be. So go ahead and click on it, and we're going to make our text box white. We're going to make it white so that we can type in it later. Make sure it's the right size, and then give it a border. So it already has a black border color, but I'm going to make the weight, and I want everybody to do this. The text box border needs to be a 12-point weight. So click on 12, and then it will look like this. So at this point, this is finished for me. At this point, you need to let me know on Zoom that you are finished, or share this with me so that we can add in your part of the poem. Everybody's going to get a different part. So before you submit it, you need to let me know so that we can add in a text box and your part of the poem here. Just like I added Amanda Gorman's part of the poem here, okay? If you want, here's some optional add-ins. You can keep playing around with the curved line, and you can add in some shadows and highlights. Pretty much everyone usually has kind of a highlight right here. Usually a little bit lighter than their actual skin tone. So if you want to add that in, you can. Usually people have it on the other side as well, like their cheeks. This is optional. And usually people have a little like a light spot on their forehead too. So if you want to add that in, it really adds a lot to your picture, but you don't have to. It was finished before. Okay, so get to this point and then let me know during class or send me a message on Canvas that you need your stanza, you need your part of the poem to add in. And guys, remember, if at any point you are having trouble or you need some help, please let me know. Just send a chat in Zoom or send me a message on Canvas or an email. The great part about Google Drawings is you can just share this with me and I can draw along with you from my Chromebook. So we can actually both be working on this together at the same time. So please keep that in mind if you feel like you need some help with something or there's some part you can't quite figure out. Please let me know and we can work on it together, okay? So I can't wait to see your self-portraits. I think they're going to look really great. All right, bye guys.